Hello and welcome to Fries and the Giants Weekend Reviews. This is the offshoot videos where we review movies we saw over the weekend because Jordy is currently trapped behind bars and we can't do a full-on podcast. He's making faces at me. You won't be able to see him. Who
No,
knows?
because last week's
Yeah,
footage was horrible to watch.
it was horrible to watch, but the recording this week seems a bit better, so who knows at this point. Jordy, you're in control. Tell me, what are we doing first today?
So the first film that we saw for this weekend review was The Last Letter from Your Lover. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. Um, Directed by Augustine Frizzle, who directed the pilot episode of Euphoria, the quality of directing of which we never get a glimpse of in this film. It stars Felicity Jones as a journalist who discovers a series of love letters written in the 60s between two lovers played by Shailene Woodley, who you'll know from the Divergent series that was never finished and having cancer that one time, and Callum Turner, who you'll not remember as Newt Scamander's older brother in Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald, but possibly for his role in Greenwood. Ultimately, the relationship between Shailene Woodley and Callum Turner is the most forced love affair I've seen on screen. There is no dynamic or rapport between them, and you never really get the sense that these two characters are madly in love with each other whenever they are on screen together. Um, Only during narrations of them reading out their letters to each other, and to sort of highlight that, I've found a clip of them supposedly uh, being in love.
What do you think
Big.
of the view?
Hmm.
You see that over there? It's Corsica.
You travel a lot.
I don't, actually. We come here every summer, but I haven't been back overseas since we married, not even to see family. Larry does all the traveling now.
How did you two meet?
We were seated next to one another at a company dinner in New York. Our fathers used to work together. He asked me out, and that was that.
That simple.
It was. A few months later, he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. My parents were delighted.
How so?
Good family, good job.
And those things, they're important to you, are they?
Aren't they to everyone?
Yeah, I think I fell asleep about. I fell asleep twice in this film, did I not?
You fell asleep
This is-
twice, yeah. You missed
Yeah.
nothing still.
But that's the thing I was going to mention was the fact that I still managed to follow the story and I hadn't I'd fallen asleep, which is the best part. So I was still like, oh, well, yeah, like nothing, I don't think anything of consequence happened in those like maybe 15-minute slots of me falling asleep. I don't know how long I was out for, but I was just, because that's what the main thing was. I was like, oh my God, they've still not figured this out yet. Like, I thought, to me, the movie had much more pace with these 15-minute chunks taken out. Because
Yeah.
that's it's just overly long by the sounds of things, at least, because
Yeah.
I was asleep for some of it. But yeah, that's one of the main one of the main issues with it is it just seems to be so long, nothing of consequence happens, and you just cut some stuff, man. Just cut some stuff, speed it up a bit. That's all you need to do, and then also
Yeah.
work on the dynamic of the characters, because Jesus Christ, some of us is
Yeah.
piss poor.
It was very wooden. I was more invested, as I'm sure you were, as well as everyone else that watches this film will be, in the relationship between Felicity Jones and Nabin Rizwan's document archivist character, Rory.
Yes.
Their subplot developing relationship is supposed to show like a juxtaposition of modern dating with like texting and emails and instant messaging to the way of the 60s, and before we were able to quickly send a text and most importantly know that this person has received the text and read it and chosen not to reply. That becomes very important throughout the story, but I just love the modern bits far more than the actual lovey-dovey stuff in air
Yeah.
quotes.
For sure. I was rooting for Roy the whole way through, and it's very. It does do the whole like traditional romance and then the modern romance, like you said, and they even have the bit in the rain and everything. They have the whole like
Yeah.
standard modern bit in the rain where like shouting up to someone's window situation. That is the thing. There is fuck all to say about this movie, and
Yeah.
it's more or less just a very quick, I don't know, a very quick blast, because I don't know, there's nothing much to say. It's what would you give the rating? What would you rate it?
I don't know what I'd rate it. Something very low.
I give it a
2.5 stars.
Yeah, same. Wow.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
no, 2.5. It's excruciatingly slow. There's the Felicity Jones, and unfortunately I don't know his name. The guy who plays Rory. That's something.
Naban Rizwan.
That's it. They're great. Shailene and the other stuff, throw it in the bin, or cut it up and make it less excruciatingly boring. Yeah, maybe you'll enjoy it. It's on Netflix around the world and in UK cinemas right now. That's The Last Letter from Your Lover. I've been Cameron. You can find me on Twitter at CamsOG. Let us know what you think on the Twitter pages for at 4 Eyes Giant, at OI Films, or leave a comment below on the YouTube video. Just with a little mini review. Let us know what you think. Jordy, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Real Jordy Steele on Twitter.
Awesome.
I also do another podcast with Awais Irfan called
I do.
Called 35 grim movies, in which we only talk about the Gremlin series.
Yeah, check that out on the link in the description below. So we'll see you in the next weekend review.